everybody? It's your boy Todd Smith here once again, alongside my tag team partner Dale Clifford out there in Fernley, Nevada. Welcome to yet another episode of the No Gimmicks podcast. Dale, what's good, my man?
What up, Todd? Yeah, all right. We get to do yet another on-camera interview. Excited for this one to add Will Hobbs to our on-camera interviews, and just excited to have him on the show, period. Watched him kind of grow up through the NorCal scene, and excited to see where he's headed as we go forward. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Back to you, Todd.
Will, what's good, my man? How you living out there in Cali?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. This is something I've been looking forward to since we talked about it. My Spurs, though, you know.
Oh, don't you worry. Don't you worry. We'll get to that here in a little bit.
Yeah, I figured that.
Man, you know what I'm saying? We want to congratulate you. You recently, you and your tag team partner, Marcus Lewis, Lion Power, y'all recently captured the APW tag titles at the Cal Palace Royale. So take us through that night and what it was like to have the opportunity to showcase your skills in front of, such a large crowd in a historic venue.
So, the Cal Palace, like I've known about the Cal Palace my whole life. So my grandparents used to live near the Cal Palace in Daly City.
Ditto.
And they would take my dad and my cousins to events there. So they would see like Ray Stevens, Pepper Gomez, Roy Shires, the Great Mephisto, and Pat Patterson. So always hearing about the Cow Palace was something always talked about in the house. And then when I was younger, I would go see WWF there every single time they came. Well, known as WWE now. So I throw it out there. So, I mean, I attended events there, and it was unreal. Like, just thinking of all the history in that building, that I get to be a part of that. Like the night before, I couldn't sleep. Just excited. One of my great memories at the Cow Palace was Super Bowl '98. I think it was. And I told Booker T this story a few weeks ago. I actually got to slap Booker T's hand when he fought Rick Martel. And was just like, that was it. Like, I already knew before that I wanted to do pro wrestling, but that kind of like solidified everything, because being where I'm from in East Palo Alto, we always wore do-rags and we called people sucker. We picked that up from my grandparents. And, it was just, I have an uncle who's a year younger than me. So, whenever we would play wrestling against our friends, we were always Harlem Heat. So, but man, it's just being there and seeing my family there and my dad there, and it's just unreal, man. Like, I was trying to fight back tears, but they ended up coming out. But it was magical, man.
Yeah, man. It's kind of funny because I actually, my grandparents, they lived right there in Lakeview. So I used to go to the Cow Palace all the time. With my grandfather, he used to take me to pro wrestling events and whatnot. And I went to Super Bowl '97.
Okay.
The one where Macho Man turned heel.
I remember that.
Yeah, so several memories of WWF shows as well too. And me and my cousins, we used to get down, we used to wrestle. Never ever used to be Harlem Heat. We was always the Road Warriors. But enough about that.
There you go. There you go.
I'm gonna go ahead.
I think we were there a few times along with the Steiners. So
yes, sir.
They're up there.
I'm gonna go ahead and toss it to Dale and let him ask you the next question here, Will.
Well, you've kind of touched on a little bit about what inspired you to kind of get into it with the Booker T a little bit. Anything else that may have led you into being inspired into it, and kind of let everybody else know who you've kind of worked for?
It's just that's one of the main things that got me inspired, and just growing up hearing stories about how Pepper Gomez had the cast iron stomach, and how when my dad was younger, how they had a challenge where he actually had other wrestlers come out and try to injure his stomach. I remember my dad telling me Ray Stevens climbed a ladder and then dropped the knee on his stomach, and it didn't phase Pepper Gomez. It's just what it always being on in the household. It's something that I knew I always wanted to do. I got trouble and plenty of butt whippings for jumping off furniture and breaking furniture. You know, we always said Big Mama didn't play, and she was a small lady, but she didn't play, and she told me that I better stop until I actually get paid for it.
Okay.
So, you know, but then you said another question was other companies that I work for. APW is my home promotion. That's where I train. When I first started, currently now I'm training at Brick House Pro Wrestling with Ryclon Stevens, aka Ezekiel Jackson, former Intercontinental Champion and the last ECW champion. I work for PCW, work for RWF in Reno, which is tied in with APW. Work for Knox Pro with Rikishi and Gangrel and Black Pearl. I actually got a chance to go down to Houston to work with Booker T with Realia Wrestling.
Cool.
Future Stars of Wrestling in Vegas, and maybe leaving someone else. Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. So we actually got to have a nice little run down there.
Did you cross paths with Rusev at all while you were down there in Knott's Pro, Will?
No, while I was still training, I crossed paths with Rusev, but you know, it's just, you know how it is paying your dues. I haven't actually had a first match yet. So, I mean, I was still paying my dues, you know, setting up rings for them and things like that.
Yeah, okay. Well, it looks like it's paid off for you, man, because, you know, the recent title victory with Marcus Lewis, you know, there at the Cow Palace. Also, you recently appeared as an extra on WWE SmackDown Live with a couple other NorCal talents in a segment with Dolph Ziggler. So, what was it like having the opportunity to work on live TV for WWE?
It was cool. You know, it felt natural. Before that, when they were out here in October, I actually had to have a dark match with Baron Corbin.
Oh, cool.
So, which was dope. I remember Adam Pearce coming up to me and talking to me. Boom, went to change, talked to one of the writers because I actually got the mic and got to cut a promo. So, which was cool. I got to see how they did that.
Okay.
And, you know, just walking down that ramp, it just felt so natural. And then getting in the ring with Corbin, it was money. You know?
Great experience you got there. Valuable experience too. So I'm going to go ahead and toss it to Dale and let him ask you the next question, Will.
Yeah.
All right, Will. So the last time me and Todd saw you, it wasn't an RWF show, and you had a slightly different appearance. You were rocking some blue hair. You went by You had just turned heel. So what kind of inspired the transformation into Will Hobbs and encouraging everybody to believe in willpower?
So my actual last name is Hobson. So
okay,
Hobson. Hobbs actually, Big Rick, you know, Ezekiel Jackson, came up with that. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Fast and Furious.
I absolutely love it.
You know, The Rock's character his last name is Hobbs. You know,
there you go. Okay.
Big badass dude. I kind of had to get away from the Will Roode gimmick because, you know, WWE, they were signing Bobby Roode. And, you know, it almost didn't seem right for me anymore. Personally, I kind of didn't really believe in the whole Will Roode thing anymore. So I had talks with him about that. And it's just a little stigma that was attached to that, you know. So it just felt time for a change. You know, the whole willpower thing, whether you want to take it as you run with it heel or baby, it's something that everybody wants. You know, the willpower to win, the willpower to control people, you know, or whatever. You know, everybody wants willpower.
That's right. So I'm noticing the T-shirt that you're rocking, man. Or actually, not the T-shirt.
Yeah, shout out to my boys VGC. Gotta rock that.
So Adam explained to us, when we interviewed him last night, that means you remember, because I guess basically the taints are.
Yeah, man. I remember when not that I got, I want to say inducted or whatever, got the T-shirt. It was cool because Adam has, since I've started, Adam, one of the guys that I know I can call or text. He's been motivational to me. He actually was the first personal trainer that I've ever had. And so he inspired me to, you got to look the part.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember just working with Adam for months and months and months and months. I went from like 205 to maybe like 220, 225.
Okay.
Just with his guidance. So that kind of got me, that did get me started. He helped with the addiction to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's all Adam's fault.
That sounds like something Adam would do. I was teasing him last night. He had mentioned something about, being in the gym. I was like, no. I was like, Adam Thornton in the gym? No way. Never.
Yeah, man. I got all my calls and stuff out early for Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to the gym, bro. I had to get it in because I missed yesterday and it didn't feel right, but got it in today, and so some money.
Yes, sir. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pass it back to Dale. We have some fan questions and some questions from some other pro wrestlers as well. From my comment section. So Dale, go ahead and ask him the next question here.
All right. So first up is good old Steve Wrecking Ball, Paul Isadora.
Yeah.
How do you explain the perception of you starting over at Brickhouse Pro Wrestling with, as you said, Ezekiel Jackson in Redwood City to the guys who don't understand the importance of getting training from as many different places as possible?
So when I first, let me start off saying I had to humble myself in order to go back to training.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought before, once you got some matches under your belt, you're good, which wasn't the case. I got a lot of BS from people and messages, why are you going to start back retraining? And I can tell you 100%, it has helped me so much. Like being on the mic, it doesn't even bother me now, especially cutting a promo at a dark match before SmackDown Live in front of how many people? Thousands of people?
Thousands.
So I felt comfortable just like I'm talking to you guys right now. So what I love about Brickhouse Pro Wrestling is we get to the basics and we focus on character and promos. I can tell you before we even had a ring, we were practicing rolls. I had a tryout this past September at the Performance Center.
Okay.
And doing all those rolls like beforehand, before I went out there, helped me out tremendously. Squats, like we've been up to 1,000 squats for months. We can hit 1,000 squats in under 30 minutes.
That's no joke.
So what I want to say is that Ryclon Stevens isn't just a big body. This guy has a great mind for this business. He's probably one of the best learning trees that I've ever sat under. So it's just like helping me develop this willpower thing, it's good. For the people that did, question me about going back to training, those are the same people that told me, hey, you're looking good, work's looking good, you seem more confident in there. So I tell anyone, man, if you're in this business, don't stop training because you're always going to be learning something, whether it's on the mic or how to develop your character better. Everyone is constantly learning. So it's something everyone needs.
Yeah. You know, learning never stops, man. That's in just about any business, you know, if you want to and better yourself. So Big Steve has another one for you, Dale. Go ahead.
Well, this might tie in a little bit, you may have already answered a little bit, but who do you think has helped you the most on your journey as you continue to come up in the business?
Adam Thornstowe, Raekwon Stevens, Marcus Mack has helped me a lot. You know, he gave me my first run at APW, you know, with the Internet Championship. Him and John LaRocca. And there's Rick Luxury has helped me. Is our feud. So those are like a handful of guys that have helped me. And if I forgot anyone, no disrespect or anything.
Right.
I know Gangrel has helped me out. Rikishi. Just from talking to Booker T, the advice he gave me helped me out. So there's a handful of people, but the main two that I can point out to is Adam and Big Rick.
Okay. So yeah, those are some good ones right there. So while we're on the topic of who's helped you make progress, Sean Bryant from Facebook asked, what are your goals? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, Will?
See myself being some type of household name. You know, that's the goal. You know, my passion for this runs deep. Like I'm always finding ways to, you know, to study and looking up different things. You know, this is something that I've wanted since I was I'm sure like a lot of wrestlers wanted since they were little kids, but this is something I want bad, and I plan on being a household name. Like I was out in a Target a couple days ago, and on the other side of the bay, and someone recognized me, so which was cool, you know. So that made me feel well, like I'm doing something right.
It's a great feeling, man, when you get recognized like that. Yeah. So we got another Facebook question. Dale, what you got?
So this one comes from Scooter Wilson. He wants to know what struggles have you faced while going on the road? He's kind of like looking to see if you've had any of those moments maybe where you've had to sleep in a car, sleep on a floor, anywhere outside of a hotel, you know, some of the typical big time stories that we've heard of, struggles for the up and coming wrestlers.
I've had struggles with the first one that comes to mind is when I first start training. I had my grandfather passed away. So my grandparents raised us. So I stopped training, stopped caring. There's been deaths in my family, you know, that actual close family members that I had to put training and things on hold and kind of get myself straight and get my mind right, because I don't want to go out there with the cloudy mind and get hurt myself or put anyone else at risk. I've slept in a car overnight. I slept on a floor in Knox Pro. We slept in the gym there. So I mean, I wouldn't call those struggles, but you know, those are probably, I want to say maybe not the hardest things I've done. This business, but those come to mind. But you know, you gotta pay your dues to get to where you want to go. So there's all these bumps in the road that I faced, and you know, I slowed down for a little bit, but I picked my momentum back up.
Yeah, it's called perseverance, my man. And it sounds like, you know, you got good character and you're gonna keep on going. So now we have a couple of questions from a man, Luster the Legend.
My dude.
One half of the Reno Scum.
Dude.
The first one
he's a Clippers fan, by the way.
Okay, we're gonna get to that one here in a second.
I don't know if you knew that.
But he's wondering, how lucky are you and your tag team partner, Marcus Lewis, that Adam Thornton was not available, that he was on the shelf when y'all captured the tag belts from the Classic Connection.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I was pissed off. Oh, sorry, but I was upset that Adam wasn't able to work that match. But I've said before, man, I've worked the Scum in Reno, and they dish it out to you, and I dish it out to them back. And anytime those guys, I'm gonna speak for Marcus Lewis, my tag partner, on this too. Anytime they want a rematch, man, I'm ready to do it up.
Okay, open challenge. Lester, Adam, y'all listening? You heard it here first. Will and
hopefully
they waiting for y'all.
APW management hears it. You know, I'm ready to go with those guys, man.
Will, same bucket, y'all. So now this is an interesting one here. If you could be a part of any 80s wrestling tag team, which one would it be? 80s. From 1980. So I guess that excludes Harlem Heat, right? Because they got started more like
it does. It does.
Right? So like British Bulldogs, Heart Foundation, who else?
Probably the Road Warriors.
Road Warriors, okay.
Yeah. I remember wearing my uncle's shoulder pads, you know, and going in my grandma's makeup trying to paint my face. I would say I'll have to be, you know, probably Hawk and Animal, Road Warriors. Cool.
So let's take it one step further then. Who are you replacing? Are you replacing Animal or are you replacing Hawk? Like who as your partner?
I mean, I can't be like the fourth member added on because, you know, they had draws already. Puke.
Well, back then he hadn't came around quite yet. It was those two and Paul Ellery.
Yeah, so, if I had to replace Hawk or Animal, oh my gosh. I'll probably say Hawk.
Okay, so you and Animal would be the Road Warriors for that. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, through the magic.
I think Hawk would be a little too crazy for me.
That dude seemed crazy, man. I've seen some old school NWA Jim Crockett promotion videos featuring him. He was a character. But hey, through the magic of WWE 2K17, maybe we can see it happen. You and
Yeah, you know.
So let's go back to the NBA here for a second. So you already mentioned that Dave is a fan of the Clippers, and you know who me and Dale are riding with. Dubs Nation.
Yeah, all right. Sorry, we got Tuesday night, you know.
You might not have quiet either.
Bro. You got family on Texas or something? Or were you a David Robinson fan or Tim Duncan fan?
I actually was. So the first jersey I ever got was a David Robinson jersey.
Nothing wrong with that, brother.
So that, I mean, just stuck with him. When I was younger, I would always do finger rolls. Call me George Gervin, you know, the Iceman. So it just stuck, you know. And I followed Tim Duncan when I was younger, you know, whenever the Wake Forest games would come on ESPN. So that's my team, ride or die. Okay.
Well, that's all good. So we got one more set of questions here from Mitch Valentine from Facebook. So yeah, a couple for you. So Dale, go ahead and send those Will's way.
All right. What's your favorite type of food?
Favorite type of food. I love barbecue, man. Barbecue and chicken wings.
Well, that sounds like you'd fit in Texas pretty well then.
Yeah,
man. Love me some wings and some Q, man. Some ribs, brisket.
Okay. Yeah, there's a couple good barbecue spots even out here in the Northeast, man. Believe it or not, there's this one spot called Uncle Willie's that I frequent. Pretty awesome. That has some really good. You ever had burn-ins?
Oh yeah, all the time. Whenever I'm queuing, man, I gotta make my own burn-ins.
Okay. I'll tell you what, brother. Next time I come out there to Cali, we're gonna have to link up. I'm gonna have to try some of this BBQ.
I'm telling you, man. You know, I just bought got an Oklahoma Joe grill, so you know, that's been fired up occasionally. Got a little smoker on the side, so you know.
Okay. One more question for you, Will. I'm gonna go ahead and ask this one before we kind of wrap things up here. You said you're from EPA originally, right?
Yes.
Yes. Fan of hip hop?
Yes.
Fan of Total Insanity?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just had to ask because that's one of my favorite groups from the Bay Area. You know, I grew up listening to a lot of cats from like San Francisco in particular, like RBL Posse.
Yep.
Yo Manor players, the Get Low players, groups like that. But yeah, Total Insanity, definitely one of my favorites, man. I just had to throw that out.
So let me ask you a quick question since we're on that topic. What about them Hood Stars?
Oh yeah. I was about to say I kind of forgot about the Hood Stars, but yeah, they actually I want to say this is going back about 20 years ago, man. They had this thing in Fairfield, California called the Players Ball that I attended. And I want to say they performed in the Never Legal family. Mm-hmm. Are they from East Palo Alto as well? Can you remember? You ever heard of them?
I've heard of them, but I think they're more the maybe Menlo Park side.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds about
which is like a few miles away from East Palo Alto. So
okay. Well, now at this point, Will, I mean, we've pretty much asked you a slew of questions, so we're gonna go ahead and pretty much give you the opportunity to promote whichever shows you have coming up, whichever projects that you're involved in, or your social media accounts, what you would like to share with our viewers. So without further ado, Will, the floor is yours, my man.
Perfect. So you can find me on Facebook at Will Hobbs. That's Hobbs. Picture, look for the big buff black dude. As Adam Thornstowe calls me, he calls me Big Black and Jacked. Which that used to be part of my promos when I used to be Will Rude. Was a 6'1", 245 pounds. I'm big, black, and jacked. Where the white women at? That actually got me a lot of heat in PCW.
That made sense.
Yeah.
Considering
Twitter account is Will Hobbs, True Will Hobbs. Facebook, or excuse me, Instagram. You can find me at True_Will_Hobbs HOBBS. Some shows that I got coming up is APW Gym Wars. We're going to be in Concord, California, May 26th. Going to be in Reno for RWF/APW, June 2nd. And then in July, hopefully we're going to have our another Rick House Pro Wrestling show, which is Big Rick from Lucha Underground, Ezekiel Jackson. That's the school I attend. But I'm always posting things, so follow me.
Most definitely, man. So, Will, I'd just like to take this opportunity to say, hey, man, it's been good being acquainted with you, seeing where you were.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate it.
Back then and where you're at now, man. You made a lot of progress over about the past 6 or 7 years, and Godspeed to you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So me, you, and Dale, I know we can sit here and talk about wrestling, all night long, but unfortunately, I
was ready, man. I got some snacks over here. Got some water.
So you were ready to keep going.
I was ready to go.
Once we close things out, I do have a few more things I want to discuss with you off air.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. So so thank you for joining us for this edition of No Gimmicks Podcast for our interview with Will Hobbs from All Pro Wrestling. We are No Gimmicks, No Image, All Wrestling, all the time. Please subscribe to our official YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/The No Gimmicks Podcast. Please make sure that you subscribe publicly so that way we are aware of your support. Check out Craig Perkins' articles on ProWrestling.com. We would like to hear from our viewers, so please leave us some feedback in our comment section. Also, please like our Facebook and follow us on Twitter at The No Gimmicks PC. Remember, sharing is caring. Feel free to share the links to our episodes with other pro wrestling fans on your social media accounts as well. That does it for this episode of No Gimmicks Podcast. For my tag team partner Dale Clifford in Fernley, Nevada, this is Todd Smith in Bristol, Connecticut signing off. Until next time around, y'all take care.